So today I have one of the lowest tides of the week. It's just incredible. This is the extreme low tide, and then it'll reverse and then the water will come up all the way to this boardwalk almost. Amazing. So unlike Mont Saint-Michel where the tides rush in, the tides do not change that fast here. So people go out on the rocks, explore, and they're in no danger because the tide doesn't come in that fast. But it's quite amazing to see people out there on the rocks. And you have to have the special shoes because the rocks are sharp. Okay, so we're gonna walk down. This is called the third beach, Tercera Praia. We were before on the Segunda by our hostel. And this my friends. Hey,
Michael,
Jackson.
how are you, Michael?
That's my friend. Okay, and so we're gonna walk all the way down to Tercera Praia. So this morning we got up to watch the sunrise here on the beach, and the water was up to here and we had to take the upper boardwalk, but now we just get down the sand. So they have all the tour operators selling their activities, boat rides around the island, diving. They have kayaking, surfing, surfer dude. Hey, surfer dude. Bikes and yeah, fishing. Of course, if you like to fish, but it's easier just to eat in a restaurant and eat fresh fish without the work. And everywhere they sell the cold coconuts, coconut water, fresh out of a coconut for you. And then they crack it open after you drink the water, and you can eat the fresh coconut. So, ristoranti. Buongiorno, ristorante italiano. I don't think anybody's working. There's nobody here. But it says ristoranti. Okay, and there's a little bridge here. So there's a lot of water that comes from the center of the island and makes its way to the ocean, which is really interesting. So you have to kind of climb over the water or wade through the water. I prefer to climb over the water. It reminds me a little bit of Kenya on the coast when I was in Kenya on holiday near Mombasa. But this is a lot nicer. I don't know, it's very similar, but it seems like less mosquitoes, but a very similar, of course, tropical climate. Oh, this was funny. This here is the airport. So they have this tiny little airplane that fits 6 passengers and flies in just 40 minutes, no, 22 minutes. You're from Salvador, and so you connect from the big airplanes in Salvador to this little airplane, and you get here in 22 minutes rather than a 2-hour boat ride from the port of Salvador. Very cool. So again, this morning I was walking over here and up on the pathway because the water was up here on the rocks, and look how low the water's gone. So I believe this is a private villa. Some very rich person has beachfront villa here, very nice. And right next to this villa is a hotel property, very upscale, with a large swimming pool and massage service.
That's you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
So the sign says, vez por año va a algún lugar onde nunca esteve antes. So translated basically, once a year, you go someplace where you do nothing. And then of course they have their Instagram account to book at Posada da Calera. So this big boat is grounded until the water comes in. So what I found out is interesting is there's Hebrew all over this place, because in Brazilian summer, January, February, the high season, it's filled with Israelis who come to Brazil. Very interesting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it's very relaxing. They have hammocks on the balconies. Very upscale property with sunbeds. Have a bottle of champagne. Enjoy the sunset here. Actually, it'd be the sunrise if you get up early, because the sun sets on the other side of the island. Because we're facing here east towards Africa, and on the other side is the landward side. So yeah, you only see the sun coming up here. Look at all the beautiful hammocks. Wow. It's siesta time. Just pop in a hammock and take a nap. So this was actually as far as we got because the tide was high, and this tree, I couldn't get past this tree when the tide was up. But now look how far the tide has gone. Wow. So I'm anxious to explore down here the rest of the beach now that the tide is down, and you just walk. So cool. And what's so nice here is that all the vendors are very respectful, and they're not pushy at all. So again, it's very relaxing because you can go to the vendor and get what you want, but they don't bother you like other places all the time, you know, buy, which, you know, you're always saying thank you, like in Ipanema. No thank you, no thank you. But here it's just very relaxed and very organized. Hi, bom dia. And I love Brazilian culture because they always, you know, greet you with a bom dia, good day, or boa tarde, good afternoon, boa noite, good evening. So it's part of the culture and very respectful, which I think we've lost pretty much in America these days. Oh, here's another property. Wow. Look at that. So let's go check it out. Wow, so they have a restaurant here that's open to the public, but of course the facilities are for guests, or yeah, I guess you buy a day pass if you want. Villa dos Corais, Coral Village. Okay, cool. Very beautiful property. So they have these bird feeders, which you can watch birds in the morning or in the evening when they come. Now it's too hot. The birds are smart. They're just like in the trees, they're not moving, it's too hot. So we're walking on the seabed, basically. This is all underwater at high tide. And we're gonna check out what they're offering down here, these little boats and chairs, and see what's going on. Wow. I would not go out there without reef shoes, swimming shoes, to protect my feet. Yesterday I did a walk and it was really painful when I was stumbling on some rocks barefoot, so I'm not going to venture out onto these rocks. Stay on the sand is my motto. And back there we have a good view of the lighthouse where we walked up yesterday without the camera, but we'll go back up, and amazing view of the beaches down here. So look at the sand, how cool. The pattern that the sea makes on the sand. Oh, I gotta take off my flip-flops now. Okay. Here we go. So they set up a bar. There's a bar on the beach. A bar boat. How cool is that? And what's this? I don't know. Oh, fish food. Okay. So the deal is that they have these fish pellets that you buy, and then you bring them in the water and the fish will come up and swim up to you. So that's what this little girl is doing. She's feeding the fish. Peces. Muito. Oh, look at all the fish. Oh, there's so many fish. Oh, they're looking for food. Here they come to me. I don't think you're gonna get any. I don't think you're gonna get any. Bahia, beautiful, beautiful Bahia. So we're in what's called the piscina natural, natural pool because of the reef, and then when the tide goes out, here it's like a pool. It's really cool. Walking out here where it kind of gets shallow, sandy bottom, except there are occasionally pieces of rock and coral. So you got to walk slowly as not to step on anything hard. But the kids love it out here. Okay, so we're gonna leave the tidal pools here. They call them piscinas naturales here in Brazil. And the only thing I can say is bobbing along on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea. It's a perfect song because we're really on the bottom of the sea and we're walking on it and bobbing along on the bottom of the sea. It's an amazing experience. Wow.